All right, y'all. So court is set to resume today. According to Thugger Daily's post from yesterday, Judge Whitaker is going to be holding a status conference for the YSL case tomorrow, which is today now. And the purpose of the conference is determine the next steps in the case. So a lot of people are wondering what exactly is going to happen today. So we came up with at least 4 different things that could happen today. This is thanks to Max Shart. He was on the infamous Sylvia show yesterday, and she did a great job, as always, asking him a ton of questions and getting a sense for what's really going on. So the first thing a lot of people are wondering is, would there be a mistrial declared today? Max Shart said that nobody knows what's going to happen. So first of all, the lawyers don't know what's going to happen. They have to be there. They have to show up. But they don't know actually what is going to take place during this meeting. But he did say that the defendants will not be there. So Young Thug, Shannon, all of the defendants, they won't be there. So Shart said that there really is kind of a limited amount of things that could actually happen without the defendants actually in the room.
Next question is, can the case be dismissed tomorrow if a motion is filed?
That is always a possibility. Hope springs eternal. But I have a feeling that tomorrow is going to be more procedural and scheduling than anything else, mainly because none of the quote-unquote defendants are going to be present. So that really limits what can be handled and discussed.
Yeah, they're not even going to take care of the motions, right?
No, I mean, I don't want to speak for the court, but you can't do a lot without. I mean, that's the whole issue with the ex parte meeting, is that defense counsel wasn't there and the accused weren't there. So there's only a certain number of things that you can actually do in a meeting without the accused.
So with the mistrial motion, it looks like that's something that may not go down today. But again, it's uncertain and nobody really knows what's going to happen. Shard said that he believes that there will be probably a lot of scheduling type of decisions made today. They have to get the case going again. They have to put it back on everybody's schedule.
And so I have court at 9:00. I'm going to have to see what I can get done there, and then I'm going to make sure I'm in court at 11:30. But I'm not in the know about exactly what's going to happen. I assume it's going to be scheduling matters.
Have you ever had a case with her before?
Judge Whitaker?
Yeah.
Yes. I've had many cases. I like Judge Whitaker a lot.
So that looks like one of the things that'll probably take place today. And by the way, we do expect this whole hearing to be broadcast, so everybody's going to be tuning in to see exactly what happens. But Shard says he does expect, or he could predict, that scheduling will probably be part of what's going to happen. Another thing people are wondering is, might there be some kind of bond hearing, or might someone maybe request a bond, get a bond granted? I was looking at Kayla Bumpus, and she said that typically with bonds, when you request a bond, the state has 10 days to respond to your bond request. So she seemed to doubt that that's something you could just go in and request and have granted the first day. But they could possibly make the request today. And in fact, just yesterday, there was a bond request for Marquavius Huey. He filed a renewed motion for bond based on a change in circumstance. And of course, the change in circumstance is that all of this has happened. The case has been put on hold. You've had a judge removed. You've had Little Woody take the stand, plead the fifth, go to jail, etc., etc. So Marquavius has requested a bond based on the change in circumstance, as reported here by Joseph Pop. I think he's actually going to court every day. So shout out to him and thank him for the information. So definitely looks like bonds will probably be requested, and who knows if they will be granted today. That's really the big question. But requested is likely. recusal of Whitaker. Now, this is another thing that that Max Sharp floated. Now, he was clear, very clear, to say he doesn't have any information to believe that Judge Whitaker will recuse herself, that he's not speaking on kind of any inside information or anything like that. But he just floated the idea that because they don't know what's actually going to happen today, even the situation where Judge Whitaker has a conversation about or takes any kind of information from people, from the prosecutor, from the defense about her own recusal, Sharp said even that might be a possibility. So basically, this meeting today seems like it's kind of wide open. Nobody knows what's actually going to happen, but it does seem like what could happen is limited based on the fact that the defendants will not be in the room. So we're going to be tuning in. We'll even see if we do a live at that time. You know, depending on how many people are going live, we might do a live at that time to try to bring the information to the people. So, you know, we have about maybe 4 hours before it kicks off. Let us know. What do y'all think's going to happen? You know, do you think it's going to be some fireworks today, or do you think it's going to be kind of a more relaxed, calm, procedural day? Either way, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you back then.
Do you think that Kenneth Copeland is being exposed to legal problem as a result of his public discussion on YouTube, since he is still a sworn witness in the case?
I do not represent Kenneth Copeland. I don't know Kenneth Copeland. So I'm not going to try to give legal advice or give my opinion about what he has going on legally. I will say, and I said this the other day as well, Kenneth Copeland, through statements he's made in court and through statements made out of court, has, I think, been very important to this case, in the way that he has been someone that has effectively educated the public about a lot of the stuff that's behind the scenes that the public doesn't always know about. Like Kenneth Copeland is repeatedly saying, I'm always a liar. I'm always a liar. No one ever believes me until I say what they want me to say. Then all of a sudden I'm telling the truth. Right. And he's repeatedly said that. I've seen him on YouTube saying that. And, you know, and you just get the sense when he talks about all the law enforcement that's been leaning on him to say certain things, and all the secret meetings that law enforcement tried to have, and all the times he's been threatened to be locked up, and, you know, he's been twisted, his arm's been twisted. And, you know, I don't know the man, but I appreciate the fact that he's somehow been able, and I don't really understand how, to be honest, because the playbook is unique. But he's somehow been able to get the point across that he's a liar. He acknowledges he's a liar. And the only time people want to believe him is when he's saying something they want him to say. And to me, I mean, he's telling us all he's a liar. Don't believe me. He's literally saying, don't believe me, especially don't believe me when you're putting pressure on me. But, you know, the state is trying to put people's future resting on what he said when they're threatening to throw him in jail, which, you know, in my opening statement, what I talk about, the Fulton County Blues.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is.
One question, too, I have for you. Throughout the whole time, every time he got off the stand, I never heard the judge give him the admonishment like he gives the other witnesses. Why is that?
Oh, I don't know.
He never said anything. Don't discuss your testimony with anybody. He has never, ever said.
I don't necessarily think that's a big deal.